Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing well. I'm actually extremely tired, so please forgive me on all accounts. And actually, I don't even know what's going to come out of my mouth, but the best is yet to come. So let's see what I'm going to say. So, what I want to ask you is, have you ever met someone that introduced you to yourself? Yes. Have you met someone who basically introduced you to yourself? You're confused. I like you confused. That's the best way to be when it comes to me, confused. Confused means you're curious and you're open-minded, and I have intrigued you, which is my job. Have you met someone who has introduced you to you? We're saying, I already know me. I am me. I'm with me all the time. Technically, you are. You and I both know, most of us don't know who we are, what we want, what we need, how we need it. We think we know, but we really don't know. So answer my question. Have you met someone who introduced you to you? Makes you feel uncomfortable to think that someone can have that much power and influence over you, that they can introduce you to you. And then some of you people think that that's not possible. No one can introduce me to me. I know me. I am with me. I am who I am. I am who I have always been. And there's nothing or no one that can come into my life and introduce me to me. Now, you and I both know that's a bold-faced ass lie. Most of us, we conform. We contort to conform. We fall in line and we do what we are quote unquote supposed to do. Not what is right for us, not what feels good to us, but what looks right, what sounds right, what everyone thinks is right. So most of you won't even realize that the people you encounter are introducing you to you, different parts, different aspects. But there may come a time where you meet someone and they pull the rug from underneath your feet. Like literally you land on your ass and you crack your head. Like you didn't see it, you didn't expect it, you didn't even know to look for the shit. But unbeknownst to you, you've been railroaded and laid flat on your ass. And because of that, you are learning, seeing, experiencing, or being exposed to aspects of yourself that you never knew existed, or that's been dormant, or you tried to kill the bitch, but magically is being resurrected. Something that you thought was gone is being resurrected. So either you didn't know it was there, either you buried the shit, or you tried to kill the shit, but out of your control, it is coming back to life. How would you handle that? Because when I sit back and think about it, it's very startling. It's uncomfortable. It feels like you are out of control. Now, we all like to be in control, and we all like to think that we are in control of ourselves. But here's the question. Do you really know who's running the show? When it comes to you, who's calling the shots? You're thinking, I'm calling the shots. Yeah, you think you're calling the shots. But I'm asking you, what part of you is calling the shots? Who's in fucking boss mode? Who runs the show? Confused. I love when you're confused. Do you know why people are conflicted? Internally conflicted? They are conflicted because two parts of themselves. See, I'm tired. Two parts of yourself is battling for control. You got your ego and you got your spirit. And you're saying, who the fuck knows? Who the hell cares? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't give a fuck. I make the decisions. This is what it is. See, but there's some distinguishing factors. What makes you feel good? Your ego can't tell you that shit. Only your spirit, your heart, and soul can tell you, I like this, I need this, I want this, and I will have that shit. Your ego is supposed to work to fulfill it for you. But most of us have it ass backwards. We live our life with our ego, checking boxes, doing things that looks right, that's supposed to be right, we're told is right, and we just follow those tracks for our life. And a lot of us thwart, push away, run from anything that falls outside the boundaries of what we deem to be acceptable, what we deem to be normal, or what we think our belief system, our norm system is. But we're here for growth, and your ego does not help you grow. Your ego feels no pain. Your ego feels no pleasure. Pain and pleasure and everything else that comes in between, that comes from your heart, your spirit, your soul. That's where it comes from. That's why it's called a heartfelt desire. Heartfelt desires are your soul, your speech, your soul, your spirit speaking to you. Your ego has no fucking heart. Your ego has no feelings. The pecking order, which how things should be, is that your heartfelt desire is identified and acknowledged, and then it's your ego's job to put into play or to make things happen to fulfill your heartfelt desire. But most of us, we live life letting our ego run the show, our ego calling the shots, but the ego operates from a place of fear. Not from intrigue, not from excitement, adventure, sensuality. No, your ego doesn't operate from that. That is your soul, your spirit. So the next question I want to ask you is, when you meet someone who introduces you to you, do you understand what I'm asking? What I'm asking you is, have you met someone who's turned you the fuck inside out? Who has made you come alive? More alive than you ever thought you could be, you would be, you should be. What would you do with that? The potency, the power, the magnetism of that. Can you handle it? Can you control it? Can you thwart it? Can you stop it? What can you do about it? A lot of us think we have control, we have power, but real power and real control lies in letting go. Especially letting go of things that you can't do anything about. There's some things in life that you cannot force and you cannot stop. What do you think about that? You can't force the shit and you can't stop what the fuck is going to happen. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can do. There's nowhere you can go. There's no one you can call. There's no rationalizations, no justifications, no explanations. There's nothing that you can do to stop what is going to happen. You're thinking, yes it is. Yes I can. I have the power of choice. You do have the power of choice to a certain extent. But there's some things that are out of your control. There's some things that are out of your power. There's some things that you cannot quell. You cannot water down. You cannot cool off. You can't do shit about it, but let it glide the fuck over you and carry you the fuck away. So listen carefully to what I said. There are some things in life, things, people, persons, places, things, whatever you want to call it, that you can't stop and you can't influence. That's called fate. Wrap your brain around that shit. You can't fuck with what is going to be. How you know it's going to be? Because nothing you do works. For example, if there was a person you're not supposed to be with or around that person, you work your hardest to stay away, but you're miserable. When you spend more time, you want more time. So you're fucked. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you stay away, you want them. When you're with them, you want them. What do you do with that? In most situations, you don't have to deal with that. When you're done with someone, you're done with them. When you don't want to be around them, you don't have to be around them. But in some rare special circumstances, things look wrong, but feels right. Absolutely, unequivocally, perfect right. You do your damnedest. You work your hardest to pull away, to withdraw, to possibly depart. You question, you drag your feet, you dance around it, you do every motherfucking thing you can to stay away. But staying away makes you miserable. Staying away makes you want that person more and more and more. So then you cave in. You cave into your desires, your yearnings, your urges, your needs, your wants, call it whatever the hell you want. But the fact is you cave and you go back. And when you go back, you're happy. But you want the person even more. So no matter what you do, whether you stay away or you go to the person, you want them more. Why is that? How is that? Can you understand that? No, it doesn't make any sense, does it? No, it doesn't make any sense. I'll tell you why. Because I already told you, there's some things in life that you cannot stop and you cannot force. It's moving at its own pace, coming in its own direction. It's doing whatever it's going to do. And unbeknownst to you, you're just along for the ride. You have no say in the matter. There's nothing you can do to change what is going to be. How it's going to be, not your goddamn business. When it's going to be, not your goddamn business. The only role that you have is to surrender and go along for the ride. It's confusing, isn't it? To realize I will have the most power and influence to surrendering to what the hell is happening around me. So if you know you can't stop it, and you know you can't force it, and you know where it's going, and you are on that train and you can't get the fuck off, guess what that means? It means stop resisting. It means accept. It means embrace. What is will be. What is it? Who the hell knows? Who the fuck cares? Everyone's still trying to figure it out. But you cannot stop what is going to be, and you cannot force what is going to be. It's going to be because it is. It's going to be because it's already been set in motion. And there's some things in life that once it's set in motion, it was out of your control. Once those dominoes got fucking triggered, it left the station. The train left the station. It's gone. So, what do? You stay away, you're miserable, you want more. You go, you're happy, you want more. So at the end of the day, all you want is more and more and more. So what do? Are you going to be miserable? Or are you going to be happy? Miserable, happy. Really smart motherfuckers, they can't stay miserable for too long. No, because we're meant to be fulfilled and we're meant to be happy. So what you do? You slowly mosey your way back to where you know you need to be. Does it make sense? No. Is it right? Yes. So what do you do about that? When life is not nice, neat, clean, you can't understand it, you can't explain it, you can't do anything but experience it and enjoy it. What do? It's powerfully powerless, which means the situation is powerful, but you are rendered completely powerless. It's like surrendering to bliss. It's surrendering to seduction. It's surrendering to something that is going to consume you. You know it's going to consume you. Whether you come the easy way, the hard way, the hesitant way, you cannot stop what has already been set in motion. So then you let go and you enjoy. There comes a time when you start to realize and see that what I thought fulfilled me is not as fulfilling as I thought, because you never really truly understood what fulfillment was about. A number of us seek fulfillment by things that are visually, in front of us, tangible. But there's a depth of fulfillment that exists that outranks any and everything you've known. It's so gratifying to a level that words, you can't put words into it. That single thing, that single entity equally ranks, if not outranks, all the other things that you hold in the highest accordance. How is that? It's like that because you are meant to learn and you're meant to understand what life is really about as far as bliss and fulfillment. You can dance, you can pussyfoot, you can act like it doesn't exist, sweep it under the rug, chop it the fuck up, whatever. But you and I both know this is what it is. And this is what it is for all. So if you meet someone who's introducing you to you and got you feeling and experiencing, doing things that one, you didn't think was possible, two, you thought the shit was over, and three, you're loving it and it's getting better and better and better over time, what do you do with that? You can't do shit with it. But count your lucky stars and count your blessings. Not everything makes sense at the time that we expect it to make sense. Things blossom, evolve in their own way. And what seems like there's no avenue, there's not a way. When something is meant to be, a way always happens, whether one does anything or not. What is meant to be will be, and it will be whether anyone does anything about it. And actually, no one can do anything about it because I already told you. You can't force it, and you can't stop it. And if you cannot hold the reins of this because you realize it's more powerful than you, all you do is sit the fuck back and enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride and say hello to you. Ask you where the hell you've been for so long. Ask you what it's like to feel alive, to feel happy, comforted, secured, heard, respected. Ask yourself and listen to what yourself has to say. It's very important that when you are being introduced to you and you're being shown a new lens, a new perspective, you sit back and you contemplate and you understand what is being shown. There's a meaning, there's a message to everything. And if you're being introduced to you, that means it is time for you to understand you and to do things that are highly beneficial for you on so many different levels. Most of you guys will not meet anyone who will introduce you to you. They may show you small snatches, but they won't unveil and basically strip your ass naked and put you on display. Because that's what I'm talking about. Raw, vulnerable, open exposure. Next level. So when someone's showing you, you don't run. You don't hide. You say hello. Because that means you are going to be receiving and experiencing another level of bliss, happiness, fulfillment, and security. And I don't run away from that. Some people have an allergy to being happy, fulfilled, blissful. I'm not the one. I don't have that problem. I say, give me more, give it to me now. Give me more, give it to me now. Give it to me now. You can come from any goddamn direction. Give it to me. Give it to me. It takes a certain level of courage to do that. So are you ready to get to know you? Are you ready to get to experience you? Because the best is always yet to come. The only thing I want people to take away is some things in life you can't do anything about. It's above and beyond you. And when you are able to identify those types of situations, that cuts down a lot of your headache, your strife. because you have to see that there's something bigger working behind the scenes, something influencing it. So what you need to do, ride on that train and enjoy yourself. Enjoy, because you're meant to enjoy. You're meant to enjoy. You're meant to experience. You're meant to know. You are being shown this for a reason. So have the utmost of respect and appreciation. And the last thing is, the older I get, I'm realizing things are just not cookie cutter clean. No. Things are merging, washing up, convoluted, blended. It's just not very simple and easy to navigate. It's very tricky. Requires patience and understanding and compassion and a whole bunch of other personality traits that a lot of you motherfuckers are missing. But depending on what level of fulfillment that you're receiving from person, place, or thing, I guess that will determine how you navigate and what you do. So if you have not met someone who has introduced you to you, hope, wish, and pray for that shit. And if you're lucky, you'll get it. But if you already found someone who basically is introducing you to you, unveiling you, you're very lucky. But you need to understand there's nothing you can do to stop. There's nothing you can do to hinder or thwart. And there's nothing you can do to force. Things are the way they are because that's how it's supposed to be. Can't stay away and can't leave. Miserable without and need more and more and more with. Insatiable. It's insatiable for a reason. So you might as well work to try to fill that motherfucker up because it's going to get worse. The more famished you are, the more depleted you are, the more zombie mode you are, the more you're going to be pulled, you're going to be drawn, you're going to be hungry, ferociously hungry. And you will come look for what fulfills you. So why stay away? Why stay away and be miserable when you can be fulfilled and happy? Where you're saying, if I keep coming, I'm going to want more. You're going to want more whether you stay away or you come. That is how this is designed. You run, you hide, you want more, you need more. You go to, experience, enjoy, you want more, you want more, you want more. Have you realized the pattern? You're going to want more no matter what. You're going to be drawn and pulled and yanked no matter what. You will go where you're supposed to be. You will go where your needs are met. You will go where you want. You will go. You will go. And you will stay. That's how it works. You can't stay away and you always want more. I can read the signs on that shit. Can you connect those fucking dots? Because I can connect the dots. So, surrender to life. Surrender to fate. Surrender to what will be, what is. One way or the other. Whether one raises a finger or not, no one has to do anything. What will be, will be. Simple. You know how I know? Look at where you are now. Look at where you started and look at where you ended up now. How did that happen? Because in some people's minds, one wasn't supposed to get to this point, but you got to this point. So if you got to this point, there's many other points to get to. It is what it is. So if you haven't found someone who can introduce you to you, find that motherfucker. But if you have met someone who can introduce you to you and they're doing that shit and you are blown away, astounded, in awe each and every time, enjoy it. It's perfectly, specifically for you and you should do that shit. So if you have any questions, you know where to find me, come find me. But stop trying to control things you cannot control. and realize when you need to sit the fuck back and surrender. Because it's meant to be, it's going to be. It already is. It is already. So say thank you and surrender. Come find me until the next time.